Welcome to Udyni. This lab has been established in 2013. Since in 2012 I was awarded an ERC starting grant with the project Ultrafast Dynamic Imaging of Complex Molecule, Udyni. The aim of the lab is to perform molecular orbital imaging by iodine harmonic spectroscopy. When we start our activity here, this lab was completely empty, and since then, with the help of a group of 7 people, we developed all the systems that you see around here. And we have many international collaborators helping us in performing very exciting experiments.
So, the aim of the experiments performed in this lab is to investigate the structural changes in complex molecules by looking at the evolution of their molecular orbitals triggered by ultrafast excitation. This can be achieved by driving iodine harmonic generation into the molecular sample that has been previously impulsively aligned and excited. Since these molecules are usually characterized by a low ionization potential, one should drive the harmonic generation process by using a long driving wavelength. This is why we developed an high-energy, few-cycle pulses optical parametric amplifier that is able to generate pulses at a kilohertz repetition rate in the spectral region between 1.2 and 2 microns. These are the harmonic generation chamber and the spectrometer we developed for detecting the harmonic radiation. Our spectrometer is characterized by a very high flexibility since it allows the detection of the harmonic radiation with photon energies ranging from 15 electron volts up to 1 keV, and moreover it can work in both stigmatic and astigmatic configuration.
So this is our VMI spectrometer. We designed it to collect the angular distribution of photoelectron up to 200 eV. The aim of this instrument is to perform laser-induced electron diffraction. This technique is complementary with respect to harmonic spectroscopy for performing molecular imaging of complex molecules.
So this setup is for performing slightly different measurements as compared to the other measurements performed in this lab. Specifically, this is a terahertz spectroscopy setup. So here we can do spectroscopy in a regime which is at much lower energies compared to optical spectroscopy. This is particularly useful because the low energy of these waves means that they interact only with free carriers within a particular material. And so we get information about how these carriers can move, whether they're bound, whether they're free, and what sort of interactions they have. This gives us a lot of information which is very useful for applications such as photovoltaics, where you're very interested in the mobility of carriers and whether they can make it or not to your electrodes and therefore be useful to your solar cell. In this setup we can excite our sample with a short laser pulse, and we then go and probe the sample with a second short terahertz pulse. Because of the low energy of terahertz waves, they interact predominantly with things like metals, where there are a lot of free carriers, or alternative with things like vibrational and rotational modes of molecules, such as water. This is why terahertz waves are used in airport scanners, for example, because they penetrate through your clothes and yet are blocked by all the water within your body, allowing the operator to see essentially just a feature of your body without the clothes, as disconcerting as that may be. Therefore, terahertz spectroscopy also has applications in things like cultural heritage, where you want to be able to see through materials and look only at the particular molecules buried underneath. For example, the surface of a statue, or alternatively looking through a manuscript which is all rolled up and which you can't unfurl because it's too delicate. These are some of the applications which we wish to use our terahertz system for.
The experimental activity you have seen in this lab is the result of long-standing collaboration among the National Research Council and Politecnico di Milano, which started more than 40 years ago, and we hope it will give also fruitful results in the near future.